All right. What's going on, everybody? This is the first time I've made a video for our class this year. Okay. Um, bear with me if it's a little different. I used to do these last year all the time. This year, I haven't really felt the need to, but I feel like with us not having enough time, in the next upcoming few days, and I just want to make sure we get this concept out to you, get all the information out to you, and then that way you can do whatever you'd like to with that info. Okay. So this is what I want you to check out. I want you to follow along with me. All right. And best thing about this is you can watch it as many times as you need to, but remember, you're still going to try to take notes, okay? So I'll actually start here, which is kind of where we left off in class the other day, okay? So when you look at this, right, um, we're talking about where to find the log buttons, the ln buttons, okay? You can use either log or ln for the next thing that I'm going to show you into your calculator, but whatever you do, just don't use both, okay? If you use both, it's going to get a little confusing, okay? It's going to get a little difficult for you, and you're definitely not going to be able to get the right answer, okay? So just please keep that in mind. All right, so now, we figured out how to find, the interest, the future value, the present value, almost a lot of different things, okay? The one thing that we have yet to find out yet is how to calculate the number of times that interest is actually applied. Okay, remember, this is what makes our money. How many times does this get compounded? Okay, if something's getting compounded every year for 5 years, or if it's getting compounded, 2, 3 times a year for 5 years, that's going to make a huge difference in the amount of money you get, right? So, this right here, guys, is the equation, okay, that you can use to figure out, again, how many times, right, the number of times that interest is applied, right, the time periods, okay? And now let's just go through all of this stuff, okay? So remember, in this, right, we're using natural logarithm functions, okay? That's where that ln comes into play, okay? So again, we know that this is what we're solving for, right? That's the number of times that interest is applied. This is our ln, okay? Future value, present value, ln again, 1 plus r, okay? R, as we should know by now, is our interest rate, okay? So this is our example. It's the same example on the next page, so I'll actually do it here instead. Now, when you look at this, again, we want to always get into this habit of, hey, do we know what these things are, right? So let's see. I'll write them over here on the side, and we don't know, right? That's what we're trying to find out. Okay, ln, don't worry about it. Future value, present value, and the interest rate, right? So n we don't know. We're trying to figure it out. Okay, so let's see. You want to know how many periods it will take to turn $1,000 into $2,000 at 10% interest. Okay, so how long will it take me to do that? This is actually one of the really helpful ones because if we set our goal and we know what we want to get to, we know what we have now, we'll know how long it'll take us. Okay, you guys can thank me in the future. So again, n we don't know. Future value is $2,000. That's what I'd like to have one day. Right now, I have $1,000. My interest rate is 10%, right? Which remember, it's 0.10. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and plug in those values, okay? N equals, and remember, these are division signs, okay? Don't forget that. Give me 1 second. It takes a little while. There we go. Okay. So I got ln, okay? Future value divided by, remember, I'm multiplying ln by this, okay? Future value divided by present value, okay? So 2,000 divided by 1,000, okay? And we're dividing all that by our ln, right? Log 1 plus r, right? What is r? 0.10, okay? So you see how that goes. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to erase this on the side over here just because I don't have as much space to work with on this because the recording thing, it's a little smaller. Okay, so let's continue to do this now. We should be following our PEMDAS, right? Good old PEMDAS. Parentheses is definitely going to be first. Okay, so 2,000 divided by 1,000, 2 over 1, 2. So I got, now my next step, right, would be n equals ln 2, actually I was going to write 2,000 over 1,000 again. It's actually just 2. So 2, okay? And now at the bottom I got ln times 1 plus 0.10, or, 0.1, which gives me 1.10, okay? And just so we're clear, right? So nobody gets confused. This is our first step. This is our second step. Okay, now all I really need to do is just plug that into my calculator and I'm good to go. Okay, now remember, like I said before, you can use the log or you can use the ln button. I'm going to go ahead and use the ln button for right now, okay? Now, with my scientific calculator, I know you guys have heard me say this a million times, but I'm going to say it again because y'all need to get scientific calculators. You're in high school now, okay? You're not in middle school anymore. So I'll go ln of 2 divided by ln of 1.1, all right? 1.10, same thing, okay? And as I plug it in, I don't know where my, right, you'll see it? Okay, as I plug it in, the answer I get is n equals, let's see, I got 7 point, so I'll write that number up here, and then I'll tell you how to do it, okay? 272540897. Okay, so again, we're talking about years, so we'll just go with, we can round to the nearest hundredth, okay? So that'll be 7.27. Oops. 7.27. I'm trying to erase this, but it's not working. I don't know why. Of course, now it erases. There you go. So you're looking at a little over 7 years. If you want to turn that $1,000 into $2,000 at 10% interest, that's what you're looking at, okay? So now, obviously, right, if we were in class, this is the one I would have you practice. Okay, so why don't you pause the video for a second? Actually, don't pause it just yet. Matter of fact, pause it in just like 10, 15, 20 seconds. So again, how many years, right, to turn $1,000 into $10,000 at 5% interest? Okay? And remember, in this situation, we're assuming that its interest is applied annually, okay? Because they haven't told us anything else. Okay? And I do want to be clear. Remember, this is how many times does this happen, right? So let's see. We don't know our n. We know our future value. We know our present value. And we know our interest rate. Okay, pause the video. I want you to fill out this part right now, basically. And remember, you could not pause the video and continue to watch it, but then you're just not going to learn anything. Okay, so pause the video, and I want you to figure this out. What is FV, what is PV, and what is R? Okay, so go ahead and do that. Okay, so now, hopefully, you were able to listen and actually do what I asked, which is pause the video and answer those. So if you got $1,000 for present value and $10,000 for future value, and you said their interest was 5% or 0.05, you would be correct. Okay? Now, if you didn't get that, that's cool. Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to pause the video again, okay, and I want you to plug these numbers into our formula, okay, and see what it looks like. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, best part about doing this is that I actually don't have to wait. You're pausing the video. This is actually pretty dope. All right, so let's go ahead and plug these values into our equation now, okay? Hopefully you've paused and done that by now. All right, so we don't know what n is. I know ln of future value divided by present value, right? So I got future value of 10,000, present value of 1,000, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and divide all that by ln 1 plus 0.05. Okay, and now again, I'm gonna go ahead and erase this from this side just because I'm running out of room here. Okay, now let's just go ahead and write this in, okay? All right, so I got n equals, right, this is my second step now, n equals L of n times 10,000 divided by 1,000, right, which is 10, divided by ln of 1.05. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and write that in there for you just in case. Remember, first step, second step. Okay, third step is getting the answer. Okay, so now let me go ahead and punch this into my calculator. So I got ln of 10 divided by ln of 1.05. Okay, and I get, whoa, that's a long time, man. Holy crap, you're gonna be saving this money for a while. Okay, so we get an N of roughly 47 years. Okay, that's a very, very long time. Okay, I got 47.19, 36, 32, 82. We'll leave it as 47.19, okay? If I ever ask you to round to the nearest whole number, right, you would leave it as 47. If I ask you to round to the nearest tenth, you change it to 47.2 because this 9 is going to tell you that you got to go up. If I said to round to the nearest hundred, you will leave it as so, 47.19. Okay, so if you want to turn that $1,000 into 10,000 at 5% interest, it's good. You better start now because it's going to take you 47 years. Okay, now this is the stuff I really, really want to get through. I really just wanted to finish that. Okay, this right here is a summary of basically everything that we've done. I'm trying to move this box out of the way, but it won't, really move. Okay, so these are the formulas that we've done so far, guys. Okay, the first one we did was the basic formula for compound interest, right? Nice and simple. Then we tried to figure out, hey, if I got to multiply by this, then in order, to get future value, and then in order to get present value, I could actually just divide. Okay? And then this third one was the interest rate one, right? That we did earlier in class on Tuesday, okay? And I say that because I don't know when you're going to watch this video. Okay, and then the one that we just went over right now was the number of periods. Okay, how often, does this amount need to be compounded in order to get there? Okay, so this was actually a great idea. I'm really glad I made this video. You just got to make sure. Well, I know I'm saying it at the end of the video, right? So obviously I'm talking to the people that watched it, but this is going to basically help you and us so that way we can tomorrow, Thursday in class, we can just get right down to the nitty gritty and the problems. Okay, so that's our goal. Okay, and don't worry, I'll go over some of this in class tomorrow as well. But now that you know the concept and everything, I think it's going to be a whole lot easier for you. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you in class.